Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me. What a day, what a day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ooh, I love those gorgeous emojis I'm getting. Thank you so much. This is going to be a group healing, group energy healing for 102 people that prepaid on my website before it sold out. The theme of today's healing and the Sunday healing and the Tuesday healing, it's a package called a triplet group energy healing set. And the theme for all of them is identity and life, heal and purify. And I know that's not a theme that like sort of hits you what it means, but it's a good one, I promise. But we're going to make energy adjustments through healing and clearing and nourishing that allow you to be more you. Yeah, that was sort of maybe the more clear way of saying the theme is just be more you. So we're gonna do some really interesting things. So before we get into that, though, I just want to welcome everybody. Even if you don't know me, you're not one of the people I'll be healing. You're welcome to watch live, of course, and heal yourself as you watch, or watch it later as a saved video and heal yourself as you watch. I do basically give a walkthrough as I'm doing it. You know, I explain what I'm doing as I do it. Sorry to the people that prepaid. Sorry I didn't email you last night. Usually I email by the night before at the latest to say thank you. Yay, we're about to do this healing set. But I got distracted by the big national news that President Donald J. Trump has coronavirus. Twitter blew up right before I went to bed with that. So usually it's sort of like a before bed thing I do when I email everyone. So I'm going to have to, I'll probably change how and when I email anyway. But yeah, so long story short, it won't be in the future. It should not be this last minute that you get your thank you email from me. So in the future, if you don't get a thank you email by the night before, just, drop me a little email to make sure you're on my healing list. And the reason there's 102 people is because the healings sell out very fast now. Well, fast is relative, but they sell out within just a few days now, these group healings. And so but there are these auto-pay subscriptions that you can buy. And the auto-pay subscription enables you to just get a month or get both the healings each month, both the packages, the triplet and the healing masterclass, or just one or the other. And so I'm having to kind of control the sale of those subscriptions because people buy new subscriptions and then I oversell healings. So I will still, at least for a while, I will still offer they're called auto pay subscriptions, but only during certain times of the month. Or, just email me if you want one. I'm gonna, if I remember, I'll put them back on my website today, and so they'll be available again, but I'm gonna watch quantities, and I'll probably take them off my website again on the 15th when December healings go up. So I know that sounds confusing, but if you email me, I can customize what I'm saying to, when you want to pay, which subscription you want. So, long story short, subscriptions, at least right now, are still available. Or you can, of course, manually purchase before they sell out. But anyway, so of the 102 people that I'm healing, that includes 11 kids, which I always think is so fantastic. what a game changer to get a healing when you're still a kid and you can still have some of your childhood. So, so awesome. Uh, Somebody says they can't see nor hear me. Oh, now she can see me. Okay, and everyone else can hear me and see me. So, you can hear me and see me. Good. All right, so thank you for confirming. Because sometimes there are technical issues, so it's good to know for sure. Anyway, I'm really excited about this healing. The only thing I want to say about the whole Trump getting coronavirus, the positive thing that I don't think distracts and gets us into politics is just that hopefully this will help more Americans to take their health and safety more seriously, which is always a good thing. So that's my hope. Okay, so enough of that. Anything else I want to say before we start? Just that the December healings go up on the 15th of October. They'll probably sell out in just a few days, so don't snooze if you want them. And we've had a lot of really good techniques coming out lately, thanks to the angels showing me stuff. So we'll see what today's mix brings. Like, I know the two things that will be theme related. I know those techniques, so I can announce those right now. But we'll see what other sort of greatest hits kind of stuff is also a part of this healing. It'll be interesting to see, because part of it is just a spontaneous thing. I have to see how the techniques are working for everybody, and then what people need based on that. So so I can give you a little preview now, but not a full preview. Later, we'll put a healing summary in the comment section, and so you'll be able to see exactly what was done, and there'll be timestamp links for it. Maybe that'll happen later today. Otherwise, it'll be tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how my brain feels today, later today. But the two techniques I do know have to do with, that we're going to do for this identity in life, heal and purify, be more you theme. The creative rings above the head. Everyone has 3 gold creative rings, 1, 2, 3, right above your head. They're not sort of attached to your physical body. They're attached to your spirit body, you as a spirit. So when you go to sleep, your creative rings go with you. When you come back in, you wake up in the morning, your creative rings come with you. Just, I don't know, as a point of information. But creative rings, they're gold. They're really cool. They generate inspiring energy and send it down to your 7th chakra. So they are very much related to the functioning of your 7th chakra. Also, because your 7th chakra shoots energy upward, that's where the release of your 7th chakra energy goes, is upward, and then it goes into your 7th layer and fountains down all the way down to the bottom of your 7th layer beneath your feet, and then your 7th chakra, that powerful little motor, pulls it all the way up through the core of your body into your 7th chakra, spins it around, and then shoots it up again, right? So, but shooting it up should be going through these creative rings. So that's part of why, I mean, just logistically, as far as energy flow, the two are so related, the 7th chakra and the creative rings. So I'll be doing a decent amount of healing on the 7th chakra as well. I mean, I'm going to heal and repair all chakras in this healing, and all energy channels as well. But then I'll do some work specifically on the 7th chakra, probably pixel healing on the 7th chakra. Pixel healing is something that was introduced very recently, the September triplet set, the last triplet set that I did, September 2020, for hearing your angels and peace of mind. We did pixel healing at first just on the 5th chakra, 4.5, and 4th chakra, because that helps you hear your angels better and be attuned to that loving advice from your angels. But then we did it with all chakras. So pixel healing, we'll probably, I'll do that today as well, but maybe just on the 7th chakra, we'll see. But I have to do, so there will be definitely a lot of healing on the 7th chakra and the creative rings today, and probably the next 2 healings in this set. It's kind of a bigger, it's one of those techniques where it's like, we're gonna do some today, some, like the same 2 techniques, the creative ring stuff, and then also facades in the aura. I have a video from, I don't know, the last few years called, if you look up clear facades, so like Janet Wright, clear facades. Facade is, for all of my multilingual viewers, I think if you search Janet Wright clear facades, you'll find it. But facade just means, like a false wall. And so you can have those on a spirit level in your aura. It's not exactly energy blocks. It's sort of like a wall that you're hiding behind, like a false thing that you want people to perceive about you that's not really authentic. Because if it were authentic, you'd just be you, and people see you and they see you, right? So if you're being inauthentic subconsciously because of insecurities or imbalances or wounds or whatever, I'm not villainizing anybody, but there'll be these little inauthenticities where you have a facade up of like, I always do this, or I'm this type of person, So that's part of, it's not just that that's inauthentic to others, it's that it internalizes and it distorts you to you in a significant way. So that will be something that we probably work in at least 2 out of 3 of the healings also, is clearing facades in your aura. They're typically in the front because they have to do with how you want to be perceived by others. So the creative ring work and the clearing facades out of the aura will be, and why the creative ring stuff is so important for this identity and life, heal and purify, part of it is because your 7th chakra does have to do with identity. And so by adjusting the creative rings, it's like there's this big, nice adjustment that helps you be more true to your real identity in this lifetime. So it's a very nice way to remove inner distortions of you in your life. So I know that sounds kind of vague, but it'll be fun to experience. I test drove the specific creative ring work that we'll be doing. I test drove it on myself yesterday, and it was very enjoyable to experience. So I'm excited to show you guys. It's simple too. It's very newbie friendly, but we'll need definitely to do the chakra repair and healing, and then all the energy channel repair and healing, because it makes your creative rings generate more energy, which then goes downward. So if you have a lot of blockages here, that's going to be a problem, because then all of a sudden all this energy is coming here and you're too blocked for it. So you'd be like, oh. So we don't want that. So I'll see how much extra unblocking I need to do with this specific area on everybody, in order for it all to be very comfortable and happy for everybody. So super exciting. So this is definitely, I think all the triplet sets are like that, particularly these days because of the bigger new techniques that are coming out. But surveys. Fill out your surveys, please. The post-healing survey, I won't send it out till later today because I don't really want to get any today. I want you to be able to sleep and then fill out the survey the next day. So if you could fill out at least the first and the second surveys of this triplet set at least, that'll help me as I'm, planning, if you do it in a timely manner, tomorrow before like because I read them tomorrow before my dinner time, and I need, a couple hours to figure them out and think about them and plan the next healing. So anyway, please do your first and second surveys if you are one of the 102 people that will be receiving this healing from me. Especially if you're a newbie, like if this is your first healing, don't think you can skip a survey. I mean, you could, but you have free will. But I'm going to be like, oh, where's her survey? Why is it? I wonder, how is she thinking? How is she feeling consciously? Because to read somebody's conscious experience is a lot more involved than to read how you're doing on a spirit level, like what's blocked, what's not blocked. Do you look like you're functioning just fine? There tends to be stuff that affects people consciously that just doesn't blip easily when I do a fast read on somebody. So that's why I need the survey to efficiently get that sense of consciously how are you doing. Okay, good. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. It's going to be so cool. All right, so I'm just going to catch up on these texts and then start the healing. Do you think Trump has COVID for real, though? Yes, I do. Yes. I thought that, because I was still awake when, it was just his assistant, Hope Hicks, had COVID. And so my husband and I were talking about it, and they said Trump is quarantined, is he going to have it? And I did think at that point that he had it. I don't specialize in reading physical stuff. So, it was just for fun. I just read, and it did look like he had it. Because I can read the emotions and the sense of it, and I read that level of dread in him consciously that he was like, oh, and it just looked like he had it. I thought his wife did not have it, but because she didn't seem very troubled, to say the least. So I thought she didn't have it, but it turns out they're saying she does. So maybe she just wasn't so troubled because she's 50, and that's relatively a lot younger. So maybe, but anyway, so that's interesting. So and I was reading that Pence and his wife did not have it. I thought too. Jared might have it, but what do I know? I'm not, like I said, I'm not a body reader, so anyway, so we'll see who has it and who doesn't. But Trump was around a lot of people in the last couple of days, and he doesn't let people wear masks around him, and whatever. So we'll see, I guess, in the next days or weeks how many people have it because of all that. It's he went to 100-person fundraiser yesterday too. So anyway. So we can see and hear you. Hello from cloudy Ottawa. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, thanks for all your upbeat greetings. I do like those. Oh, new? Did you notice? I thought I should give you guys something better to look at than just my blank walls. There's this Twitter account called Room Rater. They kind of evaluate people's, I'm too small potatoes for them to evaluate, but I look at their comments, their ratings of people's live stream backdrops, and they rate them on a scale of 1 to 10, and the people that just have blank walls, they call those hostage videos. So I think it's very funny. So I figured I need to do something so mine don't look like such hostage videos. So maybe I'll do something else too to make it more visually interesting for you. Yes, I tried to get a picture that was very soothing and welcoming, and so I got it for me, because this is actually my home, and I got it for me and my husband and what would work for us. But I did also, I was very aware of that it would be something you're staring at for potentially hours of your life, So I thought of you guys too. Alrighty. So we'll have a quiet minute or two as I'm just finishing my prep and saying hello to the 102 people that I'm about to heal, and then I'll start the healing. And often when I start, just quiet, but you'll see my hands moving, so you'll know I've started. And then of course, I'll start talking soon after that. Okay, so just chill out. Maybe have your healthy beverage or journal or breathe deeply during that quiet time, whatever you want. All right, thanks for waiting. So first, let's do indie grounding. Uh, so grounding is your connection to the core of the earth, and it helps you to release energy, helps you to bring up earth energy, which is very stabilizing. And so a lot of times when people are in nature, like really, really in the zone with nature, like maybe gardening, maybe instinctively their grounding gets very wide as their whole aura. But other times maybe not. So it's good to consciously train yourself to always have your grounding as wide as your aura, but it takes time to, maybe rechecking to have that wide grounding. So right now, and you can create your grounding right now, just create a new one, get rid of the old one, create a new one, red or orange or yellow. And so just make it like a big waterfall going all the way down to the core of the earth. That's as wide as your whole aura, all the way down. And it attaches to the core of the earth. It could also, you could think of it like a tree trunk, as long as there's really powerful downward flow in that tree trunk. because that's the whole point, is to be able to release. And this is pretty much as wide as your aura could be if you just let your aura expand properly. So as wide as the heel of your hand if you outstretch your hands. And I would suggest that you bring your grounding high up, as high as your third chakra. So it goes up all the way there, all the way around, and goes all the way down to the core of the earth. Red or orange or yellow. So indie grounding is really, really useful, and it just means that you're going to really double check and be specific that your grounding goes straight down and it does not divert into other people's grounding, like your family members or your partner or business people or your countrymen or anybody. Because if you have indie grounding, it just helps you to be very stable, especially if there's a global energy shift like a pandemic or a national energy shift like the leader of your country getting a deadly illness, you know. The indie grounding helps you to just chill out and be as stable as you can be during that time. So you just imagine you're grounding, a mini version out in front of you, and then wash the sides of it, particularly with gold light. And so that'll wash off, melt away any branching off that's going to, say, a political group or, you know, anybody else. So go ahead, that's indie grounding is what I call it. Just for independent grounding. The opposite of that is communal grounding. And communal grounding is extremely common. People tend to not realize that, even people that know about grounding, they just don't, it's a subconscious thing that your grounding branches off to other people's grounding, or theirs branches off to yours and you allow it subconsciously. So with indie grounding, you're gonna check and just wash off the outside all the way down to the core of the earth with gold light. Because there's no point in just bonding and, you know, fear and yuckiness. Like if you join your grounding to somebody else, your weaknesses are shared, not your strengths. So like all the drama that you're trying to release actually goes, you know, half of it goes down to the core of the earth and half of it diverts to whoever your grounding is linked up to. So they're getting the yucky parts of you, not the good parts. So it really doesn't help anybody. It's very counterproductive to have communal grounding. It's just a subconscious reaction that people have due to imbalances triggered. So anyway, just wash that out, all the branching off in your grounding with gold light. And then also just grounding unblocking is, you know, you imagine your grounding and again, double check that it's wide enough, as wide as your whole aura. If it's a little more narrow, it could be just the energy blocks that are making it narrow. So as you imagine some of the energy blocks and melt them away, a lot of times that'll allow your grounding to expand. The most common places that people will have blocked up grounding is in the back of the grounding, behind you, beneath you, and also in the core part, right directly underneath you. Those are most commonly blocked, but also, you know, some people favor one side or another, and so they could have blocks in one side of their grounding or another. So it's good to just check everywhere and make sure it's all flowing as best as as good as possible, as quickly as possible downward. So we're going to probably go back to grounding here and there throughout the healing, but that's enough for now. Let's do aura repair and also aura unblocking. So you imagine a copy of your aura out in front of you, and imagine any rips that could be there. And if you haven't repaired your aura in a couple days, you know, it is very possible that you have some rips to your aura. So just check and just imagine any rips that might be there. Even if you can't see, you can still heal them with gold light. So just imagine sending the gold light to any rips that are there in your aura. And the gold light needs to wash off and clean off the rips so that they can grow back. And generally, you know, I have this little 10-minute video where you can check for aura, you can do aura repair and, you know, work on your grounding, and it's just a 10-minute video. Because it's ideal that people do it at least daily, you know, and so you could just memorize the process and do it without a video, but if you want a video, it's just 10 minutes. I regularly see people who don't repair their aura, you know, period, or they did it like 2 months ago. Things get kind of gruesome for their energy field, you know, because things just break down more and more and more. So just a heads up on that. Aura repair is easy, and it can be done quickly, you know, in just a few minutes. And I think the payoff is pretty big as far as your quality of life each day. So if you think maybe you healed all your rips or you just didn't have any because you're so regular with your aura repair, then just especially unblock the very top and the very bottom of your aura. Right above your head, all the aura layers above your head and all the aura layers beneath your feet. So you have 7 aura layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they all wrap all the way around your body. Sometimes I see drawings where, you know, it implies something different, but that's not what I see personally. Usually, always when I see it, all aura layers wrap all the way around their body, unless there's some, I guess, massive aura damage or something, but that's the idea, that the aura layers wrap all around the body, and so you want them to all have great flow and be expanded enough so that everything can circulate properly. Functionally, what that does is it just helps you be much more high functioning. Like, you don't get overly triggered, you can keep your focus, your aura then is able to protect your chakras, so it makes a big difference. It's not just, you know, being nitpicky. So we move from aura repair. I guess, well, one last thing I want to say about aura repair is when you know that one indicator that you've finished your aura repair is that the size of your aura got bigger. Because if there are leaks, then it deflates as the energy leaks out. But then when you heal the leaks, then your chakras generate more energy and your aura fills up more, and then it stays full. So you will likely notice an expansion, and then it sort of stays that way. So that could be one indication that you've finished your aura repair. But I'm going to do beneath the feet right now. Just unblock there. And there could be a lot to release, even just, well, because of life, you know, but also just because of that news about Trump getting coronavirus. It triggers a lot from past lives, potentially, just your neighbors or people down the street could be very triggered, and that sort of has a ripple effect. So it's a really good time to make sure that the bottom of your aura releases very well. I like to check layer by layer, but you don't have to if that kind of wigs you out, if that's too complicated. But I like checking, okay, is 7th layer releasing properly? 6th layer flowing and releasing properly? 5th layer releasing and flowing properly? 4th layer? 3rd layer? 3rd layer is a little chunky. Chunky meaning energy blocks, so that gets in the way. 2nd layer, the 2nd layer flowing and releasing properly down here at the bottom. A lot of times when it's more blocked, it's compressed, it's thinner, and then when it gets unblocked, it expands that particular aura layer. So I'm still doing the second layer all the way around the feet and under the feet. And then the first layer right around the skin. And I'm going to do it under the feet, but also all the way around behind the feet and above the feet. The first layer of the aura. So the first layer isn't expanding as much as I would like down here. So I'm going to check up here because, you know, it's all interrelated. So first layer right above the head. Okay, good enough. Okay, so I'm double checking grounding again. So meaning I'm checking that it's nice and wide and flowing, and I'm checking right at the bottom because it can have sort of a crust at the bottom of hard energy and you don't want that. So I'm just checking right at the bottom. Make sure it's unblocked enough. All right. Let's see. Just gonna check where everybody's at. It's funny, this whole Trump has coronavirus news. Some people are like really okay with it. I mean, they're just like, yeah, I'm fine. He never protected himself. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm fine. You know, whereas other people, it's just triggering some past life baggage about, you know, rulers that they knew that got sick and then things happened when the ruler was sick or something. So, so it's triggering enough people that I'm going to just do this extra quick thing where which will help everyone anyway. That's the beauty of this stuff. So you can have scattered far off parts of you. And sometimes, well, oftentimes it's subconscious. So you may not feel overwhelmed, but you still have chunks of your energy that just checked out and went far away. So that could be, or you could be consciously kind of wigged out and feeling overwhelmed, and so then you're probably even more scattered. So it's super easy though to heal these parts of you so that they can feel better and come back, and then you feel better. You imagine, you know, like say here's you, the part of you that's around you, right? So you're like this round shape in front of you, you know, and then the little scattered parts are like smaller shapes of you know, rainbow colored energy of yours, like far off, and you just kind of heal these chunks of your far off energy. Just send gold light, you know, so like here's a chunk, here's a chunk, here's a chunk, you know, obviously it's a copy that you make in front of you, and just send the gold light to these far off parts of you. All right, cool. Good. Let's see. Okay, so now let's do chakra repair and energy channels using composite copy. So that doesn't take long and it's super thorough, so it's really nice. It prepares you to, for the other work that we want to do. So that's good. So you make with your intention out in front of you a big, nice and wide gold tub of gold healing energy, universal gold healing energy. You can imagine, like a tub of gold water, and make that out in front of you. And then you're going to be making two different composite copies. The first one represents, and they look sort of similar. I mean, maybe the chakra one is chubbier, but the composite copy that you make is first is your chakras. It represents all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, and it just looks like an open cylinder. So a little bit like this, but on its side probably, which I'm not going to turn this over on its side. But anyway, just a nice cylinder with round open ends, right? And so that's a composite copy of all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, meaning all the 7 along your physical spine, the 7 chakras along your astral body spine, and then all the little tiny acupuncture chakras everywhere that are, I'm calling minor chakras, and you have other really cool minor chakras in your body. So this composite copy represents all those energy centers. And so you get to repair them all at once and unblock them all at once and melt cords away from all of them all at once, which is time saving. So you can dunk this composite copy of all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit into the gold light, your tub of gold light, and just swish it around. Get the gold water in there, so it starts to unblock these chakras to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. And you can use your hands also, unless you're cooking or something and you're, I don't know, holding two children with your hands, or one child with your both hands. You can also use your hands and send more gold light there, so that you want to repair the chakras. So chakras can have cracks in them. They can have chunks missing. So like maybe a big piece is missing near the round opening. They could have gashes, in the cylinder part that's not supposed to be there. So the crack might be like right here, or it could be a big long crack in the chakra. So whatever, you just want to, I'm just describing different scenarios of how a chakra could be damaged, but it's all healed the same way, like this, with gold light. So easy peasy. And think about the theme as you're doing this too, because that could help motivate you to unblock it in extra ways. So the theme that we're doing today is identity and life. Heal and purify, be more you. So you can wash away from your chakras anything that's healthy and gentle to clear right now that supports that theme. Supports you to have a stronger sense of your own identity, helps you to have less distortions within you as far as like who you are, what is meaningful to you, what are you meant to do and experience. Just wash away any energy blocks, any foreign energy that could be in your chakras that is confusing you or dulling your self-awareness. And melt away energy cords from anybody going into your chakras. The only one that I would suggest that you keep is if you have a young child, say 13 or 14 years or younger, and this is your child, not like your nephew or somebody, but then I would suggest you, of course, keep the cord at the first chakra level only. So you don't need 20 cords going to each child. That's going to drive you both nuts. Just the first chakra cord. From the base of your spine, where your first chakra is, to that child. So each parent would have one of those. So you can just have your intention. If you have kids, just keep the first chakra cord to your young kids. But everybody else, there's no cord that's really healthy to keep. So you can melt them all. And this is not like, sometimes people I see on the internet, they have, I don't know, some kind of a different idea of cords, like that it's something, like once you melt it, it's gone forever, and that person never could cord you ever again, and you're never going to cord them ever again. It's not, that's not the way I see it. I see it as very fluid. So you're just melting away the cords that are there right now to melt. It doesn't mean that person couldn't cord you tomorrow, which is why regular maintenance matters. It's also why you want to unblock the chakra, because how people might cord is they anchor into baggage, blocked energy that's in or around the chakra. So the more you clear and heal this chakra, the harder it is for people to cord you tomorrow or tonight. So just melt away any baggage that you want to melt, so that you have a stronger, more positive, more accurate sense of your identity and your life and what you're meant to be and do in this life. All right, so then you can just leave that copy of all your chakras in the gold light while we work on your energy channels. So energy channels are very important. They carry energy all around you, and it makes a big deal with how you function, how you feel physically even, how you sleep, all sorts of stuff. Energy channels could be the more subtle ones, like in all your energy meridians in your body, which are very super important. But it can also be like more giant energy channels, like down your arms, up your legs, bringing up earth energy, your spine, I would call a giant energy channel, bringing energy up and down your spine. So all those energy channels, we can unblock them, we can heal and repair them so that they're not leaking, because you can have holes in them because of stress, and then you're leaking energy everywhere, which is not good. So you can just make the second composite copy you make is of all your energy channels. So it can just look like a tube, and it represents all your energy channels of your body and spirit. And just go ahead and dunk that tube, your composite copy of your energy channels, in the gold light. And use gold light from your hands too. And go ahead and just bathe that energy channel composite copy in gold light. So you're repairing it, you're mending up any holes that shouldn't be there. Melting away any cords, because even if you have a young kid, there's no reason to allow any cords going into your energy channels. So just melt away all the cords and all the energy blocks that are healthy and gentle to melt today. Go ahead and do that. And again, this can help things like your neck tension. It can help relieve that. It can help you be more alert, have a stronger immune system. This can have a big effect. Just mending up and unblocking your energy channels of your body and spirit. So again, it's like a tube, and you want to make sure that the energy can flow through that tube. So you want to imagine any blocks in the tube, and any blocks that are healthy and gentle to clear right now, and melt them with gold light. And again, just to mention again, the theme of this healing: identity and life. Heal and purify, be more you. Or I think, as I put it on the video, it was identity and life realignment. So just go ahead and unblock your energy channels, any extra unblocking that you can do to help support that idea of you want to be the real you. You want to be free. You want to be, aware of who you are in a more accurate way, and aware of what you'd like to create in this life in a more accurate and strong way. So self-awareness, identity, just melt away anything that's in the way of that, that's in your energy channels. So you're realigning yourself to a more accurate, the accurate version of you, your identity in this life. Not what other people think you should be, but really, who did you come here, what energy do you want to, because it's like you're a spirit and you can kind of make a lot of different choices in your life, and so if you're aligned to a deeper version of you, it helps you to make choices that support you, that support your fulfillment and your happiness and your wellness. It's easy to get turned around by, absorbing energy from other people or whatever. So just heal these energy channels so that you're more you. Okay, good job. Woohoo! So what do? We just did a lot. We did composite copy technique to heal and repair and unblock and melt cords for all your major and minor energy channels of your body and spirit, and all your energy, all your major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, and all your energy channels of your body and spirit. So we don't really need this stuff anymore, so you can just blow it all up. If you don't like blowing things up, just hand it to your angels. Say, angels, here you go, and they'll blow it up for you. Okay. So I'm going to see where people are at. Oh yeah, let's do vacuum boxes everywhere. So vacuum boxes are easy and effective. They're good. They're not like perfect, but they're pretty good for how simple they are. So vacuum boxes are temporary devices that you make in your energy field that last for less than a minute because you're going to have your angels recycle them. So it's like you imagine a box that you make, a 3D box, and it's a vacuum box. So when you turn it on with your remote control, it's going to suck up beings or other people's energy that's in the vicinity of this box and into the box. And so then when the boxes are full, you can imagine, there's like a ding 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 sound, so they're full, and it just takes maybe half a minute for them to fill up. And then you say, angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? And your angels do that. And then generally you have a lot better flow. So when I have people make vacuum boxes, it's seldom just in one spot. I mean, unless you have like, say, a ringing in your ear, then that could be interesting to do vacuum boxes like all around your head. But really, it's pretty much just as easy to make them everywhere. So you could make them around your head if you're ringing your ear, but then everywhere also at the same time, because they're so easy and simple to make. So let's make them everywhere. And we're going to make them especially up here though, because we do want to do a lot of creative ring work. So, well, especially around your whole head, especially above and in the back and everywhere, and around your head and neck and shoulders, I guess. But we'll do them everywhere. So go ahead and make a bunch, maybe 7, maybe 10, whatever you want, of vacuum boxes in your grounding. So I'm just going to make sure the 102 people do it, and if not, they're having their angels do it, because I prefer not to make even temporary, momentary devices in somebody else's energy field, because that's, even if the angels get rid of it, it's still, because making permanent stuff in somebody else's space is a no-no, it's like really not healthy. So anyway, I'm just going to make sure that everyone does it, even on a soul subconscious level. And if they don't, I'm going to make sure they're letting their angels do it. But if you're listening and you're doing it on yourself, just go ahead, go for it, make them. So maybe a bunch of vacuum boxes in your grounding, or let your angels make vacuum boxes in your grounding. And then a bunch, maybe 10 or so, or 7, whatever you like, of vacuum boxes immediately behind all your chakras, and say above your 7th chakra. And then a bunch of vacuum boxes immediately in front of all your chakras, and maybe like inside there, right beneath your 7th chakra, make a vacuum box. And then all around your arms, you know, behind your arms and shoulders and in front of your arms and shoulders. You can make a whole bunch of vacuum boxes there. And if that confuses you, let your angels do it for you. And then extra ones around the whole head. So, you know, you can make 5 back here, 5 to either side, 5 in the front. I'm just randomly picking numbers that I feel like making. There's no perfect to it. And then just a bunch right up here, right above your head. And if, you know, like I said, if you're at all uncomfortable, just have your angels say, angels, please make vacuum boxes for me around my head. And then let's do them above the top of the aura too. So the top of your aura is probably here on you, and then above that, you know, right above that. So just make a bunch up there. And then on your spiritual path, that's sort of the last place I would suggest. So your spiritual path is like a road that's just for you, and you're on it. And when you make progress in life, you're moving forward on your spiritual path. So just make vacuum boxes around you on your path and in front of you on your spiritual path. And if that confuses you, just have your angels make them for you around you and in front of you on your spiritual path. And then you just relax. Let's turn them on, I guess. Can you turn them on? Yeah, make sure they're on. So they're all working, and just relax. You can maybe give yourself a neck and head massage a little bit, so you know you're letting go and you're releasing and letting the vacuum boxes do their work. Okay, and then probably your bells are ringing on the vacuum boxes because they're full, so you can just say, angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? So now you can check your aura and your grounding and see if you feel a difference. Now that the vacuum box has cleared away a lot of beings and other people's energy, see if you notice any difference in your aura and how it feels when you comb through it. So let's do magnetic alignment. I need to do that. I mean, it's really good to do it. It helps everyone's energy safety. But I kind of need to do it too, like I said, because of the other work that we're doing. I think it just makes sense, because we're going to be working on the creative rings, and they're going to be sending a lot of new energy down. And so I want, you know, things to be sort of really aligned and ready for that. So magnetic alignment, I introduced it, I want to say maybe the August Healing Masterclass. I don't remember exactly when it was. Oh, you know what? Yeah, whatever. Magnetic alignment, it's good. So what you do is you first you get basic alignment of your chakras. So alignment is literally just they're in a line, but you do that by healing them so that they relax and click back into alignment. And then with that basic alignment in place, we'll do first physical body chakras, then astral body chakras, basic alignment. And then we will do magnetic alignment, where you think of the magnetic fields around each chakra, and we'll do the same thing, like heal those until they click into alignment, which strengthens the aura a lot. So, okay, so first, regular alignment of the physical body chakras. So just imagine 7 chakras out in front of you, a copy of your own physical body chakras. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you just imagine like a bunch of cylinders out in front of you that represent those chakras. And lots of gold light. Chakra 6 through 1, energy flows in the front and out the back. So the round openings are in the front and the back. And the 7th chakra, the round openings are in the top and the bottom of your 7th chakra. So you just imagine those little cylinders. And if you can't see, that's okay. Just think, use it, make it with your intention, your thought. And you have your copies of your 7 physical body chakras out in front of you. And you're aligning them by just helping them to relax so that they're more and more in sync with each other. They're literally more perfectly sort of lined up. I hate saying that word perfect though, you know. Perfect is sort of like a rigid sort of thing, but anyway. So lots of gold light. Sometimes the lower chakras are a little more stubborn as far as alignment, so and unblocking. So I'm going to do extra alignment of the physical body chakras 3, 2, and 1 right now. Just by imagining them and using gold light and helping the gold light to unblock the chakras. Right. And then your astral body chakras, basic alignment for your astral body chakras. And then now magnetic alignment of the physical body chakras. So you just imagine, I don't know that the diagram is here in this journal. I switched journals, so my old diagrams aren't here. But anyway, it wasn't that great a diagram anyway. So say you have a chakra, and that's a round cylinder, and then you have kind of a squarish flowing energy field around it. But the energy field could be like mushed to one side of the chakra. It might not be centered around the chakra. And so, if you look at your magnetic field, say around your physical body chakras, or you imagine your magnetic fields around your 7 physical body chakras, some could be over to one side, some over to the other side. And so it's kind of a zigzaggy thing. So you want to just run gold light through the magnetic fields that are around your major 7 physical body chakras. And don't rush it, but it does work if you just relax and keep using gold light. And I said this before in a different video, and I think it's true. If you're, like, say you skip to this later as a video and you're just doing magnetic alignment and you find it's really stubborn, I mean, you could ask your angels, please help me. But if it's still stubborn and the magnetic alignment isn't quite working, maybe you skipped over some of the earlier steps that we've just done, and you shouldn't have. So maybe go back to grounding and go back to, the chakra repair work, just to make sure that you didn't skip something important. A lot of times you can skip around, and later when it's a video, but if something's really not working, it may be that you skipped something you shouldn't have. So anyway, we're doing magnetic alignment of the physical body chakras just by running gold light through the magnetic fields. And I'm going to do extra again around 3, 2, 1. Magnetic fields around physical body, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay, and then the astral body chakras, magnetic alignment of the astral body chakras. 7 major astral body chakras. So you just imagine the gold energy fields around each of your astral body chakras and run gold light through these energy fields, these magnetic fields. And let the magnetic fields click together better. I'm going to do extra around the 4th chakra magnetic field, the astral body 4th chakra magnetic field. Extra around the 1st chakra magnetic field of the astral body. So just extra gold light there between 2 and 1. Astral body 2nd chakra, astral body 1st chakra, just gold light around those magnetic fields. Again, don't rush it, don't force it. Maybe wiggle your toes, move around a little. Sometimes if you're a little less serious, it helps, it works better. Okay, good enough. Okay, I haven't mentioned, so that was magnetic alignment. We did it. Good job. So I haven't mentioned verbally out loud, I haven't mentioned super buffers, but I did telepathically mention it just on a spirit level right when I started healing, when I was quiet with everybody. I just said, redo your super buffers, among other things. So redo your super buffers. If you don't know what they are, you can watch that gold energy aura buffer zones video that I have. It teaches aura repair and also teaches about gold energy aura buffer zones. They're just big buffers that you make of flowing gold universal healing energy, and it helps to protect your aura. Not perfectly, you have to remake them because they can get ripped up, and so you remake them. But super buffers is that concept, but with 100 times more gold light in it. Because I found over time that if you just really, 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 really spend your time and make giant gold buffers with lots of gold light, they work better. But you can even just with your intention as you recreate them, just make them as super buffers. So make them as like a crazy amount of gold light. You could just remake it in an instant, even just, super buffers. So go ahead, remake your super buffers. And if that blows your mind, just say, angels, can you remake my super buffers? you make super buffers for me, and it'll just be these giant force fields of gold light attached to the edge of your aura. And you can remake them whenever you need to, a few times a day, maybe, if you think of it. Okay, great. So I'm going to check where people are at. Let's do the some of the theme related work that we've been building up to this whole time, which is creative ring work. So I just looked and I saw, it's like I would look at somebody, one of the 102 people, I'm reading them yesterday, and the angels will pick out a sample person for me, and like, okay, that issue, everybody has that, the issue that this person has, everyone has. So, I would look at a sample person and be like, okay, well, this is the identity that this person is really the vibration of their identity that they're meant to be at, in this life. But this is where they are currently vibrating on an identity level. And so they're pretty off track, but this is a person that I know is off track anyway. I mean, they have a lot of addiction problems and, self-harming kind of things going on. And so, it's a more extreme example, but most of the time, it's not like they have an issue that nobody else has. It's just they have it in a more obvious way. So, anyway, so that identity sort of distortion that that person has, how can you fix that? And I was like, okay, is it a chakra thing? Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Is it that? And I went through all these possible things that it could be. And it looks like, the clearing of the creative rings was like it. But it's a special kind of, it's actually more repair, I guess you would call it, of creative rings. Repair / clearing / healing, But what it is the underside of the 3 gold creative rings. So usually with chakras, I'll tell you, like if we're just healing one chakra at a time, I'll say, well, flip over your copy and make sure you get the back nice and healed and unblocked too, and that's always really important. And even lately I've been saying, well, in your 7th chakra, right? If you have a copy of your 7th chakra, make sure you get the underside of it nice and unblocked and repaired, right? And we'll do some of that probably in this healing, if not the other healings. But the creative rings, usually I don't say, well, turn your copy of them upside down and repair the black sides of them, the undersides of each gold ring. But apparently that's what gives us this identity realignment and purification, is to do that. So, hey, sounds good. It's super simple too, because each ring is like just a gold ring, but there's like a surface to the underside of it, just like the surface to the top of it. And you can get like slashes in the surface, or like little puncture holes in that surface, or like little just energy blocks kind of smeared on top of the surface. And so it's a big deal though. Like, I mean, I was like, oh, wow. I was feeling all this stuff just doing one of them yesterday on myself, and mine are already pretty okay compared to most people, so it's a big deal. So we're not gonna we're gonna do as much as is healthy and gentle today. And actually today we're just gonna do the top creative ring. We're gonna do a little bit on all 3, the undersides of all 3, but then we're gonna do in depth on just the top creative ring, because that one kind of sets the tone for the others. And I want people to have a very smooth, journey, and then on Sunday we'll do more. We'll probably do more explicit in-depth work on the, the undersides of the second creative ring and the third creative ring, but we'll do the top one first. So pretty cool. So first, let's just overall heal creative rings, like in the way that I would normally tell you to, is just you imagine all 3 out in front of you, upright, as if they're like here, and then you just make a copy out in front of you. And just imagine your 3 gold creative rings. And if you've never healed them or repaired them in your life, they could very well be like broken. Like they could have cracks or, little parts that are broken. So it's okay though. You can repair it all with gold light. So gold light going through the creative rings to make sure they're repaired, just in that basic sense of like putting them back together. But don't like glue them or anything, just they heal themselves when they get enough gold light. If you have hands free, I don't know that you're going to be able to do if you don't have hands free, I don't know that you're going to be able to do all of this just with gold suns here, but you could certainly try. A lot of gold suns, just aim them all, make gold suns with your intention, suns that generate gold universal healing energy, and just shine them on your creative ring area right here. But anyway, so we're doing basic repair so that the rings are whole, all 3 of them. So I'm just checking all three of them, especially that bottom one I think is a little more stubborn with the healing right now. So healing the lowest creative ring that's closest to the 7th chakra, making sure that's repaired properly. And then let's flip around the copy, because it's just a copy. So flip it around so you're more aware of the undersides of all three of them. And so at first, let's just do the underside of all three of them to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. So just all three of them, just lots of gold light. And when I kind of make a round motion, following the ring, generally you'll get a sense of like which way is the right way, or something, like going around this way or going around the other way. And so I don't like rules, I think it's just sometimes you feel like, oh yeah, my hand should go this way, because there'll be a natural flow of energy around the ring a certain direction. So just don't worry about it. But, you might notice that you feel a certain direction is appropriate for your hands. But anyway, what are we doing? We are just using gold light on the undersides of all three of your creative rings. You have a copy out in front of you of your 3 gold creative rings, and then you flipped it upside down. So you're just using a lot of gold light here. And if you feel like, and let's just, for good measure, just say, angels, can you recycle any being tunnels or any beings that are anywhere near my creative rings? So again, that request was, angels, can you recycle any being tunnels or any beings that are anywhere near my creative rings? Or my 7th chakra. Add that in. Any being tunnels or any beings that are anywhere near my creative rings or my 7th chakra. And to explain being tunnels, it's just a little energy device that beings can create that that they would go in and out of through, like a tunnel, to just travel. And so you don't want those, and you don't want the beings that have used the tunnel, so that's why you say both together. Any being tunnels and any beings. Angels, please recycle them. So, okay, good. So you can also experiment too as you're imagining this. And again, you don't need to see energy. Sometimes people have this, you have to have some photo perfect clairvoyance in order to do this work. That's not true. You can just imagine, even if it's just a bunch of dark shapes and that's all you're seeing, that's good enough. It's not a vision, isn't sending gold light. Sending gold light, you just do, right? So seeing what you're doing clearly is a whole different ability. But if you can just send gold light with your hands or with gold suns or with a gold hose or something, that's what is creating the healing effect, right? So we're healing the undersides of your 3 gold creative rings. So I'm getting a little like done, a little gold check mark from my angels. So I know I've done enough that is healthy and gentle to do right now on the undersides of all 3 of the creative rings. So now I'm just taking notes for later. So now let's do extra work on the underside of the top one. So like I said, you have 3 gold creative rings, 1, 2, 3. So just the top one is what we're going to work on extra now. So you could get rid of your copy if you're confused. Which is the top, which is the bottom now? It's upside down, Janet. I don't know. So, like I said, you have 3 gold creative rings. So just imagine the top one. Imagine a copy of just your top creative ring, okay? And you can make it as big as you want. And sometimes that's kind of interesting because it might be easier to see defects if the whole ring is like blown up like a giant, gold tire or something, you know? And so anyway, let's do that. Just your top gold creative ring, and just look at it, turn it upside down so you see the underside of it. And you're gonna look for like slashes, look for anything that's discolored so it's not gold, and just use gold light to wash off. Maybe there's like it could look like black sort of paper over this underside of the ring, and that could be an energy block. So just so you can melt that, if it looks like black paper. And if anything, probably you won't have beings in the way now because we did all that clearing with the angels, and then we did vacuum boxes before that. But if anything moves around your creative rings, that's just a being, and you're a giant mighty being, so no big deal. But just say, angels, can you please recycle those beings? If anything is, being weird and moving, just be like, angels. Mary, what are we doing? We are repairing just the top creative ring. Okay, 1, 2, 3, just the top one, and make a copy of it and turn it upside down so you see the bottom side of it, right? And just lots of gold light, and just look for little cracks, little like gashes, slashes in it. And you could use like gold powder, gold water, gold glitter, gold fire, whatever sort of you feel like is nice for you, just to keep it interesting and light. So first you can just work on any area that you want in the underside of your top creative ring. And then we'll do it like quarter by quarter. We'll be very specific, but first just you can let your attention go to whatever part you feel you notice something in. And you can heal it all at once too with your hands, send gold light to the whole underside of your top creative ring. And again, we flipped around the copy, so you're staring right at the underside, so it's easier to heal that way. So now let's be a little more precise, which I think can help with, just healing it more. So just imagine, like, you got the ring, and then just maybe the top, just 1/4 of it, and just keep track if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise or however you want to do it. I'm not going to say, okay, we're all doing the same part at the same time. Just divide it into 4 parts, right? And just do one of those parts right now. And again, gold light, just to wash out any defects, any gashes, any weirdness, any gashes. And what are these gashes from? That's kind of interesting. One participant I'm looking at, person I'm healing, his gashes are from recent life. He was around a lot of, he's a military history, so he was around a lot of extremely high stress situations, and so it looks like some of the damage, not all of it, but some of the damage happened from just being continually day in, day out under that much mental pressure. It just caused damage to the underside of his top creative ring. So as you heal this damage, hopefully then it's going to help this person and everybody to sort of rehabilitate themselves from that stress. looking at somebody else. Now you go ahead and pick another part, another quarter of this top creative ring, the underside of the top creative ring. Move on to the next quarter and start repairing that. One guy I'm looking at this quarter, he has some damage from a divorce that he had. He got divorced from, I mean, I don't even know if they were married, but they have 2 kids. So, but they broke up, let's say, and so the last like 6 months of when they were breaking up, it was very, very, very stressful for him and for his partner. And so that's when some of this damage happened to his underside of his creative ring. So just use gold light and look for any little dents or scratches and just let them heal. If you don't see them, it's okay. Just, keep using the gold light. And then pick another quarter of this top creative ring, the underside of it. Just make a copy out in front of you of your top creative ring. Turn it upside down so you can see the underside. And now do the third quarter of it. Just one part of it you haven't healed in depth yet. And one person I'm healing, this part of her, this part of the underside of her top creative ring, she got some holes in it from when she was a kid, when she was like 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. She had some conflicts with her siblings that were kind of extreme, so that stress caused some damage here, but it can be healed with gold light, so that's okay. There's always good news with energy healing. It can be healed. So lots of gold light there. And then again, we're still working on the top creative ring, the underside of it. Pick the last quarter of it that you haven't in-depth healed yet, and just use gold light. You could try to sense any defects in it that need repairing, or just repair it anyway with your intention, even if you don't sense any problems. But you're repairing, the damage can look like holes that shouldn't be there, or slashes or scratches that shouldn't be there. One of my participants, he has conflicts because he has children with 2 different women, his exes, and they from time to time get extremely mad at him and throw energy at him. So because they're not compatible with each other, and so if you can't just accept that and be peaceful about it, then people get very upset. So anyway, he has damage from them throwing energy at him. So a lot of gold light to the underside of your top ring. Just lots of gold light, and just let the gold light find any imperfections and heal them. Of course, the imperfections can be from past lives too, but the angels were directing me to read all these people as we were doing the work. So I guess a lot of the damage can be pretty recent, in this life as well. So now you can just give that copy to your angels or blow it up, whatever you feel. And I'm going to check, so you can just heal all 3 of your creative rings. Well, it's like you're just kind of running gold light through them right now and just checking out the flow and if they're all sort of on the same page. Because you healed that one top creative ring, and so it's going to just adjust everything else to it now. So there's going to be an adjustment. So you want to let that happen. Let the top creative ring adjust everything else. That's that whole realignment idea. That, we gave extra repair to the top creative ring, and then everything else can realign to it. And Archangel Metatron just let me know They like to surprise you. Archangel Metatron says that he can help us a little bit in the healing now. So I'm just gonna speak out loud what I hear Archangel Metatron saying. Archangels are just big angels, by the way. So, hi everybody, this is Archangel Metatron, and I love the work that you're doing already with your top creative ring. Let's do a little pixel healing really quickly with your 7th chakra, and then let's do the clearing facades out of the aura so that we're supporting this theme of identity and life realignment, be more you. So I'm going to walk you through pixel healing, specifically in your 7th chakra, because as Janet was saying, if you heal the upper stuff and everything else below it is in pretty decent shape, then the things below it, the chakras below it, can kind of align to that more purified state of what's above it, meaning the 7th chakra and that top creative ring. So we're going to do pixel healing for your 7th chakra. And this is me, Janet, right now, but this Metatron's going to be walking us through the whole thing, and I'm not channeling him. There's no cord or anything. It's not like he's in my body. It's just Archangel Metatron. I'm just watching him, and he's talking to me, and I'm saying it out loud, you know, so that we can all hear it consciously. Okay. Archangel Metatron again. So yeah, go ahead, and we're going to heal astral and physical 7th chakras at the same time. So technically it's a composite copy of both your spirit 7th chakra and your physical body 7th chakra. So just imagine one composite copy out in front of you of your astral body 7th and physical body 7th. So it looks like one open cylinder. And go ahead and imagine it out in front of you, make it as big as you'd like. Let's first do the top opening. And so you just imagine the round opening of the top of your 7th chakra, astral body and physical body. And just in that pixel healing is where you imagine this big round opening as 1,000 or so pixels. And you just begin to train your intuition onto which pixels are healthy and allow flow in and out of your energy, and which pixels are unhealthy and blocked or damaged or dead and don't allow energy flow of your energy. And you're going to heal all the pixels, but especially the pixels that you feel are dead or damaged or blocked. And send the gold light to the pixels that are damaged or blocked. Damaged and blocked is the same thing. I just think maybe some people are going to perceive it one way or another. So this is pixel healing for your astral body and physical body 7th chakras at the same time. Specifically, right now we're doing the top opening of your 7th chakras. And pixel healing, send gold light to the damaged parts, the damaged pixels, until they are restored fully and they can allow energy flow again. Okay, and then let's do the flip around your copy so that you can clearly see the bottom of this composite copy. So the bottom of your physical body 7th chakra and the bottom of your astral body 7th chakra. And go ahead and use gold light and melt away anything you might feel is covering this surface that shouldn't be there, so that then you can see all the pixels of this chakra opening. It's the underside of the bottom opening of your 7th chakra in the top of your head. So it's in your head, beneath the surface of your head. There's a top round opening and a bottom round opening, and we're healing the bottom round opening right now. So you just have a big copy of it out in front of you. It's really a composite copy of your astral and physical 7th, and just heal this bottom opening, repair the pixels. And the more you relax, the faster it works. Good job. So now just imagine your seventh chakra and heal the outside of the seventh chakra, the cylinder part. You can have energy blocks wrapped around it. So just melt those off to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Use gold light around the outside cylinder part of your seventh chakras, physical body and astral body chakras all at once. So now just deep breathe for a little bit. Just take in some deep breaths. Breathe in all the way into your toes. Just breathe in through into your legs, into your arms. Just take a minute to realign to a more accurate and deep version of yourself. Again, breathe into your legs, wiggle your toes, feel how that feels. Breathe into your arms, touch your fingers, feel how that feels. Feel the energy spinning in your chakras. Feel your spine, your shoulders, your neck. Let go of the subconscious excuses that you've made over the years, over the lifetimes, about why you can't be the real you. Just let go of the excuses. Deep breath. Let go of more excuses, more distractions. Let go of distractions, let go of excuses. Okay, so now we will clear facades in the aura, just one or two or three. So, and again, this is me, Janet, saying it at the moment, but okay, Metatron is actually, Archangel Metatron is the one walking us through this. I am just listening to Archangel Metatron and saying the words out loud. So your aura is a big bubble of energy all around you, and you can have facades that you have created either in this life or a past life, and they're sort of false walls that you are hiding behind. They are walls that can add to your self-deception as well. So it can dilute the purity of your identity, even just within your own thoughts in your own daily life. So it can confuse you as to what you really want and what you really think and what you really believe and what job is good for you and where you want to live. It can really have a profound self-distorting effect, as well as making you less authentic with others. So we don't want that. So let's start to clear those now, and then we'll do more in the Sunday healing and the Tuesday healing. So go ahead and imagine a copy of your whole aura in profile, so you can definitely see the front of your aura. So like imagine the front of your aura especially, because that's where the facades are going to be, because people perceive you typically from the front, and so the facades typically are right here in front, little walls in various aura layers that you have that you're sort of hiding behind and holding up as a false image, initially to deceive others on some level, but eventually it deceives even you. So we don't want that. So just pick one. Pick a wall, a false facade in the front of your aura that gets in the way of you being the real you, your own self-awareness, your own self-knowledge, your own self-actualization. So just pick a wall, and it could be a relatively small wall, like maybe from here to here, or it could be a giant wall from, say, the top of your head to your toes. Either way, just pick a wall that's in the way of your identity, your self-awareness, and melt it with gold light. Lots of gold light. And the more you relax, the easier it is. And it could be like a thick black wall, a thick white wall, or it can be a different color too. But it's just a hard wall that you made in this life or a past life, but it's still there. And so just keep using gold light until it melts. Just relax, breathe deeply. And when that one melts, you can pat yourself on the back, say, good job. You are now a little bit more authentic and a little bit more self-aware. So check your grounding, make sure it's nice and wide as your whole aura, and goes up to your third chakra and all the way down to the core of the earth. Make it red or orange or yellow. And go ahead and imagine the front of your aura again, and let's do another one. Go ahead and find a wall, a facade, a false wall that you have in your aura that you've made either in this life or a past life subconsciously, and it distorts who you are, even to yourself, but also it distorts how others see you. And go ahead and find a wall like that, and it could be relatively somewhat big, or it could be very, very big as your whole body. It could be to a side, it could be right in front, and just find a wall and melt it with gold light. So you're imagining a copy of the front of your aura, and you're imagining a facade, a false wall that is there, that is in the way of you being more you having more accurate self-awareness, self-knowledge, and you being more authentic. And just melt the wall. Relax, breathe deeply. Good job. If you have any problems melting that, just say, angels, please help me melt this wall. If you feel like suddenly very strange, it could be that there are some beings in the way of you melting your false walls, because the more you melt, the more present you are, the more comfortable you are, the more safe you are, and beings tend to prefer that. Invasive beings tend to prefer you being off balance and self-deceiving, because then it's easy for them to hang out and take energy from you. So we don't want that, right? So just imagine, in a row out in front of you at a distance, at a comfortable distance, but imagine if there are any beings in the way of you doing this process, like getting more and more present. And just imagine those invasive beings that are getting in the way or trying to get in the way, and just say, angels, can you please recycle all these beings? Because you don't have to put up with that. So let's do a third wall, and then we'll wrap up shortly after that. Let's do a tricolor soak first, real quick. So tricolor soak is an easy 5-minute video. Just imagine a red grounding for yourself, and then use it like a straw and bring up red earth energy up, and soak your whole aura, all your chakras, everything, your body, in red earth energy. And then when you're ready, bring that down and remake your grounding as an orange grounding, your favorite shade of orange. And then use that like a big straw, bring up orange earth energy, and soak your whole body, your whole aura, even up to the top, in orange earth energy. And just let that sit there, enjoy how that feels. Deep breath. It's okay to let go. And then bring that down and recreate your grounding as a yellow grounding, your favorite shade of yellow. Use it like a yellow straw and bring up yellow earth energy in it. Up, 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 and soak everything, all of you, your aura, your chakras, your body, everything in the yellow earth energy. And you can bring that back down just to regular grounding, as high as your third chakra. And you can change it to whatever you want, red or orange or yellow. And then let's do the third facade that we'll be doing. And if you're more advanced or you've done this as a video a couple times later, you can do more at once. Just always think healthy and gentle, but you can melt as many facades at once as is healthy and gentle for you. So let's imagine a copy of the front of your aura out in front of you, and just imagine one of these fake walls that you accidentally have or you made subconsciously in a past life or this life, and it's in the way of you being more you. It's in the way of your deeper sense of yourself, deeper self-awareness, deeper self-knowledge, and deeper authenticity with others. And just imagine that wall and melt it away. Lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy if you want and soak that wall in red earth energy. And then you can just use gold light and melt the wall. You could blow up the wall too if you want. If you're healing yourself and this is your wall, then you could blow it up too if you wish. And if you have any trouble with that, just say, angels, please help me melt this wall. All right, good job. So I'm gonna just let Janet wrap this up for you. Congratulations, everybody, really good job. Okay, so this is just me, Janet, now. That was a walkthrough from Archangel Metatron. He walked us through pixel healing of the 7th chakra and clearing a bunch of facades out of the front of the aura, and also getting rid of beings that were in the way of that process and doing a tricolor soak. So thank you, Metatron. So I think we'll just do a blanket exercise. Just as a sort of because you can get like some extra stuff triggered that hasn't cleared yet, and the blanket exercise will be a good thing to make sure that clears at the end so that you're more comfortable. So big gold blanket, create a big gold blanket out in front of you. It could be far out in front of you if you don't like feeling this stuff. And just make that gold blanket and then just dump onto it any baggage that you have that's triggered right now. So just subconsciously, just anything that bothers you about your life or right now, anything that stresses you, just pile it onto your blanket out in front of you. And then ask your angels, can you please double check my piles? That way and maybe they're saying put more on the pile. So you can put more on your piles and then say, angels, please double check my piles. And then they're gonna, take anything off if you put too much on. And then just use gold light and melt your piles. Or you can blow up your piles too. So just use lots of gold light, melt your piles with the gold light. Good job. So maybe redo your grounding, red or orange or yellow. Redo your gold super buffers around the edge of your aura. And then you can say, angels, can you please give me a blessing and a healing? All right. So thank you very much. The healing is over. And I'm going to just have a few questions that people asked. And if you want, you can post a little chat comment right now about how you feel. How were these techniques for you? How are you doing right now? Please give context in the comment, whether you received the healing from me and you healed yourself, or you only healed yourself. That's useful, I think, for everybody to know with the context of how you're feeling. You don't have to post a comment, obviously, but it's fun to hear, right at the end how people are doing. So, and the next healing, of course, is in just 2 days. And on Sunday, October 4th, 2020, I'll be doing the healing. And then after that, I'll be doing a Q&A. And that Q&A will be on all sorts of different topics, not only on identity and being you and being authentic. So everyone says hi, hello, thank you for all my adorable emojis. Someone says thank you for sharing, you're a great teacher, I appreciate your kindness. That's me saying thank you, I appreciate your kindness. Oh, someone likes the picture. Someone says missing your lovely colored hair. Yeah, I had bright purple and blue and purple and blue hair for a long time. Well, not that long, maybe 2 years. But yeah, this is a lot easier. Like, because when you have hair that's brightly colored like that, first they have to bleach it. I mean, unless you're a natural blonde, which I'm not, they have to bleach it first and then they put the color on. And the bleach is pretty harmful for your hair. So each time you get it done again, it's, you're damaging new hair that you grew. And then too, you can't wash, if you wash your hair in warm water, that causes the color to wash out a lot faster, like a lot faster. So you basically have to shampoo and condition like a lot less frequently. And also with like cold water. So like in the middle of winter, you're like, rushing the shampoo with cold water. It's just, ugh. So eventually that's why early this year I just shaved off literally like almost all my hair. I wasn't bald. I did like a buzz cut and I cut it all off because it was just so damaged, my hair, from all the bleaching from the color. So yeah, I don't see myself going back to it in this life, but never say never. But that's why I don't have colored hair anymore. It's not very, I got tired of having damaged hair, and the cold shampooing was really unpleasant. But I did like the color as well. It was fun while it lasted. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Can you do energy healings on drinking water to restructure it? I've heard there's machines for this, or you can project positive focus or something you love on it for 3 minutes. Yeah, I've heard of that too, that, you could heal water and stuff. And I think there is something to that. I think you could just heal it yourself. I don't think you need a machine. That's kind of a big deal, I would say. But I don't know that a machine would do as good a job as you would, is the thing too, I don't personally do that. I mean, we just have like a water filter in our sink, But I mean, I make this thing called homebrew, I call it, which is like a specific herbal tea that my acupuncturist says is good for me specifically. And I make that like every 5 days. I have to make a whole big new batch of homebrew. And when I do that, I am pretty mindful of just, making it nice and everything. But I don't think I sit there and consciously run gold light through it. But, but I don't think it's a bad thing to do. Someone says, hi Janet, curious about how my energy has been looking lately. The past few weeks have been a doozy between family and work stress. Yeah, so indie grounding is, is important. So yeah, if, family and work stress, a lot of times it's not just you, it's like someone from work hooked into your grounding. So, just check your indie grounding and make sure it's, because you've had people connecting into your grounding. Like your dad, some days has just been camped out back there, and then like 2 people from work. So that's not going to help. I would say that's been your main issue, just grounding. So how is my son doing? Oh yes, he got the healing today. I like looking at people's names when I read them, so I'm just looking for his name. I see it. Um, he definitely needed this triplet set. I think is more key for him than like say the Hearing Your Angels one that we did recently or the Family Boundaries one. Um, because it's good for everyone, this triplet set, like in a really amazing way, but for people that are really off track, and they're sort of doing the most self-damaging version of their potential life, this time I think these techniques are especially important. So it'll be really interesting to watch him over time. But I mean, he did receive it because this isn't his first triplet set, so he's pretty good at paying attention and really being open to the experience. So I mean, obviously he's going through a lot right now, but that indie grounding was particularly good for him just because of he tends to overbond with like the most negative people he can find. So the indie grounding was really huge for him. And you as his mom, you can keep doing your indie grounding, and I think that'll be a subconscious reminder to him because he is very aware of your energy, even though he's a grown man. So a lot of times as adults, people are less aware of their parents, but I think you're one of, I do think he considers you a friend at this point and sort of an ally in life. So that means that any healing that you do on yourself really could inspire him because he's subconsciously, he looks at what you're doing in a way that most men in their late 20s would not do. So work your indie grounding more because it'll help you anyway. And then it'll be a nice reminder to him too. But anyway, yeah, he's better now after today's healing. He was not in such a great. I mean, he did get some of the angel prep in the last 3 days, but he dishes up so much drama for himself that he wasn't as open to the advanced angel prep before the group healing as he normally is. But this healing kind of snapped him back to himself more. So he should be rocking the next 2 healings that we do. So we'll see. Someone gives me a nice heart, thank you. A nice thumbs up from somebody else, thank you. Although this was great, but I half listened and should have healed more. That said, okay, yeah, so you were healing yourself or kind of healing yourself. Okay, that said, does the average person who does not study energy work at all only get healing or repair from their angels? Yes. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah. So like Joe Blow down the street, how would he get healing? I mean, if he gardens or if he does like outdoor sports or something like that, maybe. Some people, smokers, like I'm just looking at random neighbors of mine, to see for examples. And, one guy's a smoker, and so he'll kind of go outside and give himself time away from his wife when he's smoking. And so for him, that's when he, clears his chakras a little bit. I mean, it's not great. He only clears his astral chakras and a couple of the upper physical ones, not the lower ones at all. So it's not super effective, but it's something. I mean, I'm not saying everyone should smoke. No, 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 no. But I'm just saying that sometimes, people do things for multiple reasons. And so a nicotine addiction is the main reason he's doing it. But, it's also an excuse for him to be alone, and be outside. So yeah, people have ways to do self-healing to varying degrees, like if someone's an artist, maybe when they're doing their craft, their illustrations or their fabric work or whatever they're doing, they could be repairing their chakras and balancing themselves and grounding themselves subconsciously at the same time. Doing what you love, that tends to just awaken self-regenerative processes at the same time. So, that could be. Although sometimes aura damage just gets so bad that, because I'm thinking of like Anthony Bourdain, who, for those of you that don't know, Anthony Bourdain was, he still exists, but he's in heaven now. And, but he was doing what he loved. He was traveling the world and, talking about food and culture. on these shows that he was doing, but he had such bad aura damage. I mean, it was so deep and so severe that then he had chakra damage, and so doing what he loved wasn't enough. He just got so depleted, it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's the problem, which is why I love working with, people's dads and brothers and husbands or whatever that are not open to energy healing, because not consciously open to it, because on a spirit level, they are, if I talk to them and ask them and explain it to them on a spirit level, they get it. And then they do repair their auras. And, it takes them longer to learn the pattern and kind of, because I'm not controlling them. I'm not like hypnotizing them or something so that they regularly self-heal at all. It's just on a spirit level, they remember, and they remember working with their angels, so they're more likely to improve. So they're not going to, turn into an Anthony Bourdain someday, like they're going to be more open to healing more and more. So, it's a complicated answer. Someone says, got the healing and tried to follow along, feel so much more clear, and my arms felt heavy and tingly during the ring clearing. It felt cool. Yeah, because the rings, when you repair them to that extent, they generate a lot more energy. So then all of a sudden you have a whole new level of energy coming down, and that was probably why you felt your arms more, because you had a lot extra flow, and so you were like coming into your arms a lot more. So that's fun. I'm glad you felt it. Okay, that other question is basically just the same question I already answered. Someone says, I received the healing and feel good. I worked during the healing. Good to know. I'm glad you feel good. That's good feedback, because this was some deep stuff we did today, but glad it felt good. Someone says, are beings attracted by something in particular in people's energy? How to prevent them? Beings are attracted by weakness and weak, imbalanced behaviors and vibrations. So like, any weakness, any like damage attracts beings. Unfortunately, you need a lack of strength. So it's kind of like, in those nature shows where you see like the lion, and the lion picks out the gazelle that's all weak and wounded already and goes for that one. It's a little bit like that. I mean, I don't mean to scare you, because really, the beings aren't like the lion in the thing. In this reality, you are the lion. It's just that these little beings, they pick off the dazed and confused lion as opposed to the nice repaired lion. So you want to be the nice repaired lion. So yeah, they, if you, overindulge in, say, feeling like you want revenge on somebody, or, you like to see people suffer, or, that's a weakening vibration, if you, focus on how much you hate somebody, that's a very weakening vibration, and that will attract invasive beings. So, just heal yourself and try to live a healthy life, and, it works out. But yeah, so they're attracted to that negativity and weakness. Someone says, thank you. You're very welcome. Someone says, that's the perfect answer. Exactly what I was looking for. Thanks, Janet. You're welcome. Underside of creative rings is another game changer from you. I did the basics and I totally felt that part. Good to know. All right, cool. So you guys are awesome. This video is super long. I hope it doesn't intimidate people from trying it, because later there will be, of course, the timestamps in the comment section and a nice healing summary eventually. Later today or tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how my brain feels. But please give it a thumbs up, because that might help encourage people to give it a try, even though it's long. All right, you guys are so awesome. And like I said, there'll be another healing in 2 days on this whole identity and life realignment, be more you theme, which is awesome. So